What is going on, guys? This is Platinum Point, and I'm here to bring you guys yet again another Weiss Schwarz deck profile. This time it's going to be on Quintessential Quintuplets. So this is kind of to start celebrating the Thanksgiving week. So I decided to showcase a deck that everybody is been thankful that it got released into English, because in Japan the people were going bonkers playing this set. Like, everybody in the West was like going bonkers investing in it. I know it has a huge following in Japan as well. So I decided, you know what? I'll wait till it comes out in English, because I had a feeling it would when it was in Japan, in the Japanese meta. And Lord and behold, it did come into the West for this year. So right now, if you wanted to pick up the set, it's actually really cheap to build a competitive Quintessential Quintuplets, because people have been busting cases left and right to get the foils, especially the SPs, the SSPs, and the Hanayome rares, or the Quint rares. I think they're also called the waifu rares. So the deck is actually really cheap. I managed to pick this deck up and some extras. So I have with me a few of them right here that I'm going to be testing around. So the build that I'm currently messing around with in terms of Quintessential Quintuplets is the bar door build. The reason why I kind of went with this logic is this is the traditional Gara Sao logic, with running a plussing combo with the bar, since it's easy to spam out, and then having another plussing trigger being the door, since it allows you to plus in hand by salvaging a character. And since this deck had one of the best finishers, in my opinion, was the door finisher, as it allowed you to not only decompress but burn for a reasonable amount of damage, which was a burn 3. And I'll get to it when we get to that level 3, but it pairs with the door combo. The one step pairs with this with the gold bar. So overall, this deck is really consistent. You're running essentially 4 door, 4 gold bar. Essentially the standard for Quints. So without further ado, let's get on to the deck profile, starting with the level 0s. So we're playing 4 copies of the Quintessential Quintuplets Itsuki Nakano. So this is your one of the main openers of the deck, as it is a level 0 bomb, but it also has the ability which is the On Death Chiuri. So when it gets sent to the waiting room, you can discard a card and then search your deck for not search your deck. When it's sent to the waiting room, discard a card, look up to the top 4 cards of your deck, and then add a level 1 or higher card from among them and put the rest of the waiting room. So this is one of your main forms of selective milling, and it's a really strong opener, as it allows you to kind of selectively pick out what pieces you need and thin out your deck at the same time. Next, we play 4 copies of the worst timing Itsuki Nakano. So this Itsuki is essentially the Cowgirl promo, or the Toka from Data Live, but it's a rare, so it's actually a really cheap plussing 0 that you can run in the deck, and pretty much you don't have to worry about not making your not missing the draw, because if you sequence it right, you're gonna get the draw first and then the scry check. So this is actually really good, and since even if we're playing bar door, this is a great discard outlet and allows you to dig deeper. So that's why we play it as a 4 of, and it's another opener that you can play in this deck. This deck runs about like 11 openers, so this is the last opener that we play. This is actually if we're going second. the shortcut hairstyle Ichika Nakano, which is during your turn it gains plus 1k, so it's a 3k, and it has the clean cut ability, so I can rest another character. When this reverses an opponent's character, I can rest a character on my stage and put it to the back line. So this allows me to save lanes that I crash into. Let's say I crash into the Suicider, but I do not want to do the Cheery effect right now. I can drag that Cheery back and then save it for later, and it's a free body to swing again for next turn. So that's why I like this clean cut, and I play as a 3-up to fit, just so I can fit in my yellow lineup. Next, we play 3 copies of the Quintessential Quintuplets Yotuba. So this is our main brainstormer of the deck. I know this deck has a ton of plussing brainstorms, but this one is actually one of my favorite ones because not only it's a search brainstorm, which is the pay 1, tap self, and then for every climax revealed from the mill 4, you search your deck for one quintuplet character, but it also has the ability pay 1, discard a climax, choose a card from clock, add it to your hand, and then put the top card of your deck into clock, and then you can give a character plus 500. So this allows you to basically clock fix for whatever you need. So let's say you needed a 1-step and you open 2 gold bars, you can ditch one of the gold bars to get your 1-step to basically proc off and plus off that combo. So this allows you to fix that and help you dig for pieces that you need that are in your clock. Next, we play Onwards to School, 2 copies of Onwards to School Camp Yotuba, which is you use it for the 2 abilities. The first one is when it comes into play, mill the top 2 cards of your deck. If one of them is a climax, this card gets plus 2 soul. So this allows you to push for damage and do cheeky side plays when you slam a climax. So this allows you to push for damage in the early games, but also set up cheeky sides. As well as this is a climax, discard climax, salvage a character. So that's the second effect that this card has. So this allows you to take advantage of the fact that you're playing gold bar, which means if you trigger multiples of these, this allows you to kind of fix your hand and dig for pieces that you actually need. And then lastly, for the level 0s, we play 2 copies of Operation Doppelganger Ichika Nakano, which is your drop searcher for the deck. And it also counts as a Yotuba card. So that's one of the unique things about the Doppelganger cards, is that if you play it, it basically counts as a Yotuba card. So if you wanted to do a waifu deck, you could play this, since it does say Yotuba in the card text. It also has the ability, when this is in the center slot of center stage, it gains plus 1 soul, and it's basically a pay 1 discard drop search. Now moving on to the 1-steps. We play 4 copies of the 4th of the quintuplets Yotuba Nakano. So this is essentially a cigarettes combo with the fake confession climax. So when this climax is in play, you attack. On attack, you get to mill the top 2 cards of your deck and then salvage equal to the total level of the 2 cards milled, and climaxes are considered 0. So this allows you to selectively salvage, and it's a non-interactive plussing 1-step, which I like about this deck, and I prefer this over the combos like the Maguro combo, because this allows you to selectively dig in your waiting room for pieces that you need, and with this deck you kind of want to do that, and that's why I like playing the Yotuba over other plussing combos that this set has. Next we play 3 copies of Sparkling Smile Yotuba Nakano. So when this comes into during my turn, this gains plus 2k if I have 2 or more other quints. So since we're running a quint deck, you're gonna get the plus 2k, so it's a 6/5 beat stick, and it has the JC effect that when another of my character gets front attack, they can pay 1, send this to the waiting room, and then rescue that character. So this allows me to deny reverses, especially with a lot of combos still kind of rely on reverse, like Kaguya's Shimakaze combo. There's some Konosuba decks that may run the Bunny Union combo. There's a ton of decks that either run the Shimakaze. If you're going up against not the Chica deck from Kaguya, I'm thinking what's the other one? The Love Life one, the Love Life Chica combo. which allows you to salvage on reverse salvage. So this allows you to deny that, even the Aaron combo. So being able to deny on reverse combos is really nice, and Yotuba does that for you. And it's not only for Yotuba characters, it's for all Quint characters, so it protects Quint characters in general. So you can even splash this in a non-bar build and basically reap the pluses off of it, because it basically turns all your one-step combos into pseudo not Kome combos, I forget the term, but it's basically the 1-0 Megumi combo that allows you to bounce to hand. The term already escapes me. I'll put it in the comment section below if it comes back to me, or I'll future me will edit this in the video. So continuing on with the one step, we played the quintuplets Summer, Ichika, Nino, Yotsuba, Miku, and Itsuki, which is a tournament promo that you can receive at the moment if you're constantly playing in the shop leagues for English. So it has a bunch of effects. The first one is it can be played from the hand regardless of the color state in your level or clock, so it ignores the color rule. And it has 2 active abilities. One of them is discard a card and send this to the waiting room to salvage a character, and another one is to tap this card and give another character plus 1000 until the end of your opponent's turn. So this gives you power pump cross turn and allows you to protect certain characters using backups and basically make the lane very difficult to crack. So that's why I like to play this, and it's a good way to set up for your finish turn, since you can basically pump one of the 3/2 Itskis and then activate the second act, salvage the level 3 booster, play it underneath, and the Itsuki becomes giant enough to run over the lane and guarantee the reverse. Wrapping up the level 1 combo, we play 2 copies of Chauffeur to School Itsuki Nakano, which is basically the Lifa counter at level 1. So it's basically like Quetzalcoatl in FGO Babylonia. So it's a 2k backup with the Lifa counter ability. So this allows you to selectively mitigate damage and also push crack lanes at the early stages. Next, we play for the level 2s 1 copy of Belligerent Itsuki Nakano, which is a 2/5 backup and an anti-early play backup, which the cost is pay 2, put a Gotomoon character on board into the waiting room to basically send a character whose level is higher than your opponent's current level to the waiting room. So this is an anti-early play sack counter, which is really nice. And then wrapping up the level 2s, we play 1 copy of Intimate Sisters Yotsuba Nakano. So we're just using it for the 2k level 3 assist, and if you do trigger the gold bar, you do get to activate its gold bar support ability, which is draw 2 then discard 2. So this allows you to freely clean out your hand and sculpt for potentially dig out extra triggers if you don't want to overswing. So that's why I play this 3k the 2k level 3 assist. And then now moving on to the level 3s, we play 1 copy of Awkward Atmosphere Itsuki Nakano. So it has pretty much 2 on-play abilities, which are, when it comes into play, you can discard the quintuplets Itsuki Nakano from your hand to basically salvage any quintuplet characters from your waiting room and add it back to your hand. So this allows you to dig for your level 3 combo. And this Itsuki is basically here to set up your finish turn, because it also has the second on-play ability, pay 1, choose a climax in your waiting room, and add it back to your hand. So since we're playing the door trigger, it's very hard to kind of get it back without hard drawing. Getting this into your hand except by hard drawing it, which we do have options to do that, or by since we're not playing the climax swapper, the only way you can get this other than by just hard drawing it is through this effect. So that's why I play it. And since it synergizes well with the fact that I'm playing 4 copies of the Itsuki Nakano, the Quintessential Quintuplets, this allows me to take advantage of that and essentially plus off by setting up my finisher with literal ease. And it has the third ability, which is an act ability. Choose a card from my hand and put it into the waiting room, and then choose a Quint character and give it +2/5. So you're basically going to give the Itsuki finisher +2/5, and your goal is to crack the board with the Itsuki. Then you can use its ability to try finish the game. And then continuing on with the level 3s, we play 2 copies of Kind Gaze Itsuki, which is an early play condition of 4 or more other quintuplet characters. And when it comes into play, it gains the continuous ability is if all of your characters are quintuplets, it gains +1500, and the additional ability during my turn it gains +1k. So it's a +2/5, making this an 11k beat stick. And with the on my turn, 11k beat stick on its own. And when it comes into play, you can search up to the top X equal to the number of quintuplet characters on board. So this allows you to basically dig through your deck and get any pieces that you need at the early stages or at the mid stages of the game. And then another early play that we played as a 4 of is 4 copies of the Quintessential Quintuplets Ichika Nakano. So it has the early play condition of 2 or less climaxes, and it's a stock heal. So the reason why we're playing this as a 4 of is so that we can ensure that we meet the yellow requirement, since we're only playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 yellow cards in the deck, and just having multiples of this in case you don't have these in your clock, and just being able to clock one of those to basically able to play out multiples is just fine. And the fact that it's a stock heal kind of pays for itself too. So that's why we play it as a 4 of. And then lastly, we play 4 copies of In a Yukata Itsuki Nakano. So the first ability is a continuous ability. It gains 500 for each quintuplet character on board, and it's an on-play heal. And it has a climax combo with the Door Blossoming Smile. So when it reverses an opponent's character, you may pay the cost, which is a pay to discard 1. Then if you do pay the cost, you get to select 2 cards from your opponent's waiting room, shuffle it back into the deck, and then burn 3. So this is basically like Marceline from Adventure Time, but thanks to the door, it allows you to push for soul damage. So you're swinging for 3s. So you're essentially hitting 2 instances of pinging 3 damage, which is not bad, since this effect also allows you to decompress on reverse instead of on play of climax, which is actually really nice, as if your opponent is already in a decompressed state and you somehow stick to 3 and you put them into that a more compressed state, you're able to shuffle 2 cards back into the deck and decompress the deck a little bit more in order to stick another instances of 3. So this is basically your main kind of finisher and damage pusher. We do have access to other off finishers that this deck has, and I'm testing them out. One of them is this Ichika, the Santa Ichika. The other one that I'm thinking about running is the Traudeck Itsuki, as it is a discard 2 burn 1, or even the Icy Tail effect, because I do want to have some sort of off finisher for this deck in order to increase the likelihood of killing without having to always rely on the climax combo. But overall, with this deck, I really do like this approach. It kind of feels like Gara Sal in a sense, especially with the climax scheme being the same as Gara Sal. So I kind of wanted to try something very similar and create like a Gara Konosuba, a Gara quintuplets deck. And I think this is the list that I'm sticking with for now. Another version of this deck that I am going to be testing out is going to be 8 door, as well as I'm thinking about picking up the Pants climax combo and testing blue in this deck and seeing how Pants door synergizes with the deck. And I might even try Choice Store, as it is the same kind of list as the North American national championship Yu Min ran. But I kind of wanted to try different versions of this build because I do feel like out of all the finishers, this is the best one. The second best would be the Ichika finisher. So hopefully I get to mess around with this deck and see what this set has to offer. Once again, this is Platinum Point. I hope you guys like this extensive deck profile. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe. Please check out my previous video of 8 pants Sword Art Online. I'll be putting it at the end cards of this video, so please check that video out because it's a really nice one. And I'm also going to be posting a few more deck profiles in the near future. The next one that I'm most likely going to be doing, if I can get the pieces in time, is 7 Deadly Sins. If not, I am going to be showcasing my Data Live deck that I've been playing for a while, like the build that I've kind of settled into. And I might save that actually for post Data Bullet because I do want to showcase what the deck looks like after that set comes out. Another deck that I'm thinking about showcasing is, I haven't yet decided which deck, but I'm thinking about once I get it. The Day I Became a God, an update on my Grisaya list post set 2, and among other things. I will be posting a few more match videos in the near future, so I hope you guys like that match video that I did with Chairman, which I'll also put in the end cards. So I think that's just about it for my kind of reflection from the last videos. So once again, this is Platinum Point. Please subscribe, false crack the like button, and hit the bell for notifications. And I'll see you guys soon. Stay on point, guys.